Hey, it's Ethan Skolnick for 5 Reasons Sports. After the conclusion of the formal Mike McDaniel press conference, McDaniel introduced as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He did a little gathering, a little stand-up with some media members afterwards, which was casual. He was talking about the difficulty of finding a house down here. I think a lot of people can relate, although McDaniel's got a little bit more money to play with. Now he's doing some one-on-ones. What I take away from the Mike McDaniel presser more than anything else is that his personality, which we heard about, yes, it's real, okay? He has self-deprecating humor, which is something that a lot of head coaches don't have. I think that will serve him well in this capacity. He did not speak a lot about scheme today. He was asked about it. He said he was going to fit the scheme to his players, which is something I think that a lot of fans wanted to hear. He said as far as Tua went, he was asked one question about Tua. He said he hopes that they have a great working relationship. He didn't commit in any real serious way, like Tua's going to be our quarterback for the next 10 years or anything like that. But he did say Tua's a guy that wants to work. We think that that'll serve us well here together, but it's about the entire team and building a team around him. But mostly what Mike McDaniel talked about today was relationships. Obviously, this has been an issue with some previous head coaches. When Chris Greer and Steve Ross introduced Mike McDaniel, that's what they talked about too. Now, they did not take any questions about the Brian Flores situation or anything else, but in their presentations, they did speak, again, about all of the coaches and others in the NFL who reached out with recommendations of Mike McDaniel, and mostly for the way that he relates to people, relates to players, and that is what McDaniel focused on as well. There are about 30 media members that said welcome to Miami to Mike McDaniel. Of course, we're in Miami Gardens, so he'll figure out the difference here pretty soon. But again, he had some fun with that and some other things today. So not a whole lot about scheme. We'll get more about that going forward. He did say that he would be calling the plays. I think that we anticipated that. Not a lot of conversation about the coordinators and all the rest of that as of yet, but he will be building a staff, and he knows that's a huge part of it. He teared up once when he was talking about his family, his wife, his 2-year-old daughter, who was all dressed up today, kind of became the star of the press conference. So it was a feel-good day at Miami Dolphins camp. There haven't been a lot of those of late, but it does seem like this guy kind of understands what he's getting into. He called it a dream job many, many times, and the one thing that stuck out to me more than anything else was when asked about, not having won a playoff game here for the Dolphins in 20 years, you're going all the way back to December 30th, 2000, he said he thinks that it'll make the winning much sweeter when it ultimately happens, and he appreciates the welcome from everybody so far. And by the way, he also said his wife has a Twitter account that you may or may not know about, so be careful what you say. Anyway, Ethan Skolnick for 5 Reasons Sports here at the Miami Dolphins training facility in Miami Gardens.